5 seconds to go. Start. The future for women in cinema is no clear windscreen, but it is not hopeless either. One absolute truth is that no matter what the adversity, if we won't change for the better, women have to speak up. The cursory changes we have seen over the last 5 years have taken place because women spoke up for themselves, engaging in flexible solidarity, posturing for the men, and conducting stage shows on their behalf will take us nowhere. The burden of truth is unfairly placed on our shoulders, but that is the way to lead. The recent Me Too wave in Kerala and the arrest of director Liju Krishna accused of rape point to the fact that there will be personal and professional repercussions, but this alone will not be the catalyst for change. As Mother Teresa says, I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. Achieving gender parity in cinema is going to be a long, arduous battle, and for that reason, a watchdog and gender advocacy collective like the WCC is imperative in the media and entertainment world. Over time at the WCC, we have exchanged notes, collaborated with, and received support from colleagues in other film industries and gender activists in India. A step forward would be to make this solidarity and support system more global. Women's movements in the past, whether for suffrage or labor rights, have always had international dimensions. In 1917, when Russia enacted suffrage legislation for women, gender activists in other parts of the world held it up as a mirror for their own governments. This is true of the Me Too movement as well, fostering global ties for talent exchange, content making, and best practice sharing in building equitable work spaces will strengthen and hasten the pace and quality of change. Meanwhile, governments and courts have to step in as there is a lack of solidarity amongst trade bodies and the industry has a deeply patriarchal power structure. Having an equitable and safe workplace is our constitutional right. In this age, the informal and unorganized nature of the industry can be no reason for the inadequate representation of women in the creative sector. Non-profit bodies, media, and research organizations should also play their part in bringing about change. There is limited understanding of how the entertainment sector works and the status of women in cinema and media. Being one of the most understudied and therefore underreported workplaces makes it difficult to draw concrete, long term, and data driven solutions for the sector and plan advocacy for the same. Picture this: 15,000 women garment workers marching through New York City in 1908 protesting against adverse working conditions, including low wages, extending work hours, and sexual harassment. That was the radical reason that eventually led to March 8 being observed as International Women's Day. As we celebrate phenomenal women today. Let us cheer for resistance, breaking the fear, and for speaking up. Stop.